Hey folks, so today we are checking out the Sonicake Boom Avenue. Yes, absolutely, this is a unit specifically for the bass, and I'm using my Harley Benton bass for this, and I will give you a full rundown of this little unit, what it can do, and also give you a demo of all the sounds of it so that you guys can let me know in the comment section down below just what you think of it.
Sonicake Boom Avenue is a multi-effects bass pedal. Yeah, for bass. All about that bass. We know sometimes you would feel ignored by the other band members, but hey, at Sonicake we always believe that bassists are way more crucial than those egomaniac guitarists. True story. Yeah, right, okay.
Coming right up. Okay, so we're going to dive straight in today, and as always I will give you first of all a tone of what exactly this bass sounds like with none of the effects on it, as you can see, and this is what it sounds like. So there it is, and on the Boom Avenue bass effects unit we have got all of these controls. First of all, the input gives us an input at this end, and the first thing it goes through is boost and compression. Then it's got a fuzz effect, then a preamp, and finally it's got an octave, and that is the route through. And finally it comes out and we've got this excellent balanced XLR to get us out and into my Zoom R16 today, because this was just too much for the H4n. It really distorted it, so we're going to use the R16 for recording this. Now, first thing we're going to do is have everything at 12 o'clock, because I've always found that that's how Sonicake like to set these things up. So we'll go through one at a time, each of these 4 effects that are on it. So we'll start with the boost and compression. So this is without, and this is with. So as you can hear, that really does give it a kick in. We will just take the boost down a touch so that we can hear what the compression is doing to it. So taking the compression right down should sound the same as with it off. Oh, it actually kicks in a little bit just to give it a little bit of boost. So first of all, let's try the boost. That's halfway. And that was all the way, so you can see it actually does affect it quite a bit. Let's have a listen to the compression. This is the compression off. Now with it a quarter of the way up. Halfway up. And 3/4. And all the way up, really compressed. And as you can see, the dynamics really die when you go that high up on compression. So as always, I like to keep it about in the middle, which is where Sonicake usually have everything set to optimum. So both boost and the compression at the middle setting gives. So There we go, that's the boost and compression. Next up, we're going to move along to the fuzz. So we will turn off the boost and compression, and we've got everything set to middle. You've got volume, sustain and tone. This is without, and this is with. Right, let's first start with the level down, which should give us nothing. And it does. And right the way up. Okay, but we'll set that about middle. Now sustain will give us, let's take the sustain up full. That just gives us more fuzz, because as you know, fuzz isn't about gain, it's about sustain and the length of that fuzz note. And this is really long. And that's really fuzzy. It is based on sort of a Russian muff loosely. Let's try the tone. Let's take that back down to the middle setting for the sustain, and let's just see what the tone sweep does. So this is in the middle. Let's go right the way down to the bottom. And right the way up to the top. There we go. So that is the range of the fuzz sounds on it. And you can see it does get really fuzzy, but as always, I think their best settings are left right the way at 12 o'clock. So that was the fuzz. Next we will move on to the preamp section. Now in the preamp section we have got volume, gain, bass, middle and treble. So this is without, and then the preamp with everything at 12 o'clock. And I really quite like that. Let's just check the volume first. So obviously all the way down will give us nothing, and all the way up really does push it. Let's try the gain. Gain all the way down, absolutely nothing, as you'd expect. Gain midway. I'm not much of a bass player, as you can tell, and I apologise for my bass playing. I'm doing my best. And then finally the gain all the way up. As you can see, that does give it rather a lot of gain. So I'm just going to leave the gain at 12 o'clock and we will try the sweeps. So first of all, the bass right the way down. And then the bass all the way up. Which sounds really nice. So the mid taken out completely. And the mid poked right the way up to the top. Which is really quite middly. It seems to be a good range on this. And then finally, let's cut the tops. And then we will add the maximum amount of treble. So let's turn that one all the way up. and you can hear actually that gives you a really nice twang and bite to that bass. But again, as always, I think Sonic 8 get it right just in that middle position. So we'll turn off the preamp and let's try the octave with all three in the middle. And as you can hear, they have 2 octaves, 1 octave down and 2 octaves down. And you can control each of the 3 from these knobs. So first of all, let's turn both of them off. And that just gives us the middle, the standard setting, which should be no different to turning it off completely. Okay, so we'll then take out, that gives us nothing. Let's put in the first octave down at midway. Okay, and let's put that up full. And then we will try the second one at halfway, the second octave. And all the way up. But as always with these Sonic 8 effects, I think that they're meant to be blended. So again, going back to the middle position on each of these, let's take a little bit less of the octaves than we give of the original tone, and we should hear a little bit of sub bass coming in. So I really hope that this has helped you to see what each of the individual effects do. We will go back to the effects unit, and what I think will be a nice touch is just to try the boost and compression with the preamp, which will sound like this. And I don't think we need quite so much gain. I really like that. It's got that kind of very nice bright top end. In fact, we could probably put a little bit more top on there for my taste and see how that sounds. There we are. I think this unit is a really nice little unit. Let's put on the fuzz and the octave as well so that we've got everything on and see how this then sounds. Taking the fuzz off and keeping the octave on. I also think that the octave is better with just that second one on. Let's have a listen to that. And just taken down to that level. So we turn the main bass up. Turn the main bass up. We'll have the lower octave just slightly up and the middle octave down completely. And that gives us quite a nice tone as well. So there you have it. That is the Sonic 8, that's Sonic 8 Boom Avenue. And I think you'll agree that this is quite a versatile unit for the bass. It's certainly got the 4 most used effects for the bass. And what's more, it's not too badly priced either. On Sonic 8's website, it's up for $99.99, which is $100, and on Amazon, $81.99 in GBP. So it's a more expensive pedal. It's the same format pedal as the Sonic Wood, as the Twiggy Blues, the Rock Stage and the Black Hammer. It's this long form factor with 4 different effects on it. I think Sonic 8 really have got it right with these units, and I think choosing the 4 most appropriate tones for each of their big brick, as I call them, units is a really smart idea. But as always, I'm only doing the demo, and sadly very, very badly on the bass because I'm not an expert bass player. In fact, I probably should have got Matt over to do this, but with COVID, I had to do it myself. So there we go. As always, I do the demo, you guys do the review. Be really interested to see what you think of it in the comments section down below. And as always, please do all the things that the algorithm likes. Give it a thumbs up, a like, subscribe if you haven't yet and you've enjoyed the content, because there's tons more of where that came from. And if you do subscribe, don't forget to ring the bell icon, because that will notify you every single time that I make a new upload, which is generally 2 times a week plus a live show on Sunday. I'll be back with that and the very best content that I possibly can just as soon as I can. But in the meantime, friends, as always, you take good care.